any things to say to the people? You guys get started.
No, I love the ASMR. You are listening to Phone Eats First. Hello, Lake.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Phone Eats First, a podcast about romanticizing your life and finding inspiration inside and outside of the kitchen.
I wish this was like you could see because my smile is so big right now.
I'm here with a very, very special guest.
Oh, stop it.
Lake Hoard. Kristen Lake Hoard.
No. Just Lake to the people.
Thanks for coming on. We have some commentators in the back, too.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Burden. I don't know where she is.
Case might pop in for a sec.
Yeah, or a dog might run into the table.
Or I might take a gulp of my coffee. Just ignore me.
Yes. But today we're going to talk all about some experiences that Lake has had over the last year.
Yeah.
But first, we're going to get into the weekly report. So, I'll start.
Okay.
So, our reading, I did have 2 books that came to mind. They're both by Matt Haig. One's The Midnight Library, and one is How to Stop Time. And they're both just about, they're like really easy reads, but they make you think. One's about just the concept of time and how it's literally fake. And then the other one, The Midnight Library, is just about all the different choices we make in our lives and how they can just have all sorts of different outcomes.
Love it.
Is there a book either you're reading right now or have recently read or want to read?
As you're talking, I'm looking on Audible because I am not a great reader. I know how to read, barely. But I prefer audiobooks, especially for my trek to work. So I was just looking up my latest one. Sorry. Okay. I am only halfway through it, but Activate Your Greatness by Alex Toussaint.
Oh, he wrote a book?
Oh, he wrote a book, and he narrates it too. And his voice is just like velvet. Oh, it's amazing.
I would love that.
But Activate Your Greatness. So if anybody wants to be great and doesn't know how to activate it.
He's also a Peloton instructor, so that's why we love him.
Yes, he's my favorite one. So, and then the other one, gosh, this is making me sound like the most powerful woman in the room is you, is the other one that I finished for my book club at work, actually, a month ago. So it was really solid. Wasn't anything like too exciting, but I felt a little empowered.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, I would say the Activate Your Greatness one.
Good. Okay, eating. After you guys hear next week's episode with Anna, I'm going to try and eat more red meat in my diet because she eats steak like all meals and she's a powerhouse. So
maybe I should do that too. I should do that just for my blood count anyway. But was that your answer?
Yeah, that was my answer.
Oh.
It can be anything you've eaten this week or you just...
What didn't we eat?
Yes, Casey has a good point. We went to the Islanders game last night and had
we
free
eat?
food and we ate everything.
I'm just going to go with the muffins right now because plug to that. We literally just finished eating muffins and they're not just any muffins, they're grilled muffins. Blueberry, if anybody was wondering, from Trader Joe's. And what you do is you just put butter on them and then you grill them or you fry them in the pan. Really simple, but it really elevates the whole experience. And
I agree.
my dad always did this when we were younger and I've brought it to the friend group and highly requested, I would say.
Yes. Yes. It's like, okay, eggs, grilled muffins, that's our breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, plan. So when this comes out, I don't really know when this is coming out, actually. This might be over the new year.
Okay.
Not that it matters. You can say your plan today. But I don't know what I'll be doing for New Year's, actually. I have no plans at the time. So I'm just going to try and relax. May go to a little trip with Chris. Or I might just be at the beach and with the dogs.
I think it's a good relaxing time, personally, just because I travel so much for work. So I think my plan, I know my plan. I don't have any plans for New Year's or Christmas because I'm just going home. First time I've been home since I moved to my new job. So
in Dallas,
and live in North Carolina or from North Carolina. So yeah, really excited just to be back there with my fam.
Woo!
Doing all the fam things.
All the holiday things. Okay. Obsessed with. My answer is blackberries because really random, but had gotten them at Trader Joe's the last 2 weeks, and they have slapped. I assume they're in season, but I don't know. I like never buy them, but they're so good right now.
Does it have to be food?
No, it can be anything.
No, I'll go with food. I mean, okay. So I normally just drink like a pot of coffee in the mornings, but I don't really have time in the mornings anymore. So when I do have the time before work to treat myself, I really appreciate a simple little honey cinnamon latte from literally anywhere, but I only do like a little bit of honey because I don't like it too sweet. But that's what I really like, especially during the like cold season, because I usually don't treat myself for coffee because I usually just drink it black.
Same. Okay, our recipe. I feel like your grilled muffins should count for this.
Sure.
Mine are little Christmas pretzels. I don't know if they have a real word name, but
from Trader Joe's.
No, the ones that have, it's like a pretzel, and then you do a Rolo and put this in the oven, and you put an M&M on top.
Oh,
have you ever had them? No. And then you put them in the freezer. So then then it like hardens back up, and it's like all one thing.
Okay.
We went to a Christmas party last weekend, and someone brought them, and I was like, ooh, this is like the salt pretzel caramel chocolate.
Just hits.
Yeah, just hits. And you do like little red and green M&Ms, so they're
festive.
Very festive.
Well, I want to do a Christmas one then.
Okay.
My favorite is the Ritz peanut butter white chocolate. And you can build them into a snowman if you really feel festive. But usually
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, sorry. Ritz, and you put peanut butter in the middle, and it's like a little sandwich. Like you make your own, can't buy them. And then you dip them in like melted white chocolate and let them harden.
Because they're round.
Yeah. And then you can make a snowman if you want, but I usually just put like Christmas red and green sprinkles on them. Ooh, they hit.
That does sound really good. Okay, treat. So a treat.
All the things I said are treats.
We love treating ourselves.
The coffee, and my recipe is my treat.
Yeah.
So.
And shopping yesterday, treated ourselves.
Yep.
Which is what I was going to say, just like the whole weekend and holiday season, I finally like in the gifting spirit. So literally buying treats for others. Okay. Well, that was our weekly report.
I hope I did it justice.
You did. And now let me give a little introduction, even though everyone listening to this knows exactly who you are.
You think?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Well, Lake is my college friend, roommate, turned adult friend.
Are we adults?
No, somehow. Post-college, still very good friend. Mm-hmm. And she has her master's and her MBA. Mm-hmm. She's badass. Went to UNC and then Ohio University, so super, super smart. And
I don't know about that.
Now she lives in Dallas, Texas, and she has a really cool job.
I do love my job.
Yes.
I work for the Dallas Cowboys, and no, for those wondering, I am not a cheerleader. I know you might think that.
If this was a video podcast, they would be like, "What? Not a cheerleader?"
Oh, no. No, but no, not a cheerleader, but I actually do work for the Cowboys. I work for their corporate partnership marketing team, and absolutely blessed, fortunate to be there. Definitely put the hard work in to be there, but very excited that I get to do what I do.
Yes, very cool. And she's from Eastern North Carolina, so New Bern area, and boat life out there.
Mm-hmm. For those listening to Caroline's podcast, I'm like 30 minutes inland of her in a little small town called New Bern. Yeah, so
very cute town.
Boating and being near the water, so a little troublesome now in Dallas being slightly landlocked because the closest, air quote, water is, like 7 hours away, and it's not water. So.
Yeah, that's brutal. But so Lake is a very active, healthy go-getter. She played all sports growing up, in college, fitness girly.
Love it. It was my escape.
Yes.
It was my escape.
Yeah.
Never really did it past high school for like anything competitive wise, but yeah, definitely made me clear my head. And as I mentioned earlier, not a big reader, So
You need something else
when I
too.
did need to clear my head or get away, I would just, I don't know, go on a run, do any type of workout class with my friends.
Yeah. So, transitioning. I just wanted to preface,
Subtle.
yes, that Lake comes from a very like healthy and active background, but that's why her story is very interesting. And her story's not over, but
No.
I think we're just at
Doesn't define me.
yeah, we're just at a very good point of your journey to kind of share and reflect and motivate other people to just be like, this happened to me, hopefully it doesn't happen to you, but here's how you can kind of manage. So tell us what happened, like,
Okay. You want
on
like
the night of October 21.
Do you want like full? I mean, you tell me. You want
as
like
much
full
as-
story or just like the highlights or just quick?
Yeah, just like
Okay.
the
Yeah.
summary
Got
of what
it.
happened.
Last October, I was training for a half marathon. Ran the half marathon, finished the half marathon, but got a little hurt during it. I didn't know what it was. When checked it out, it was, I don't know. Doctor tells me it was a pulled muscle, so wasn't really worrying about it. 2 weeks after, I was walking up the stairs on October 31st of all nights. No, I was not drunk. But I was walking up the stairs and my hip literally just broke. Like, I don't know how else to say it. So emergency surgery there. A month later, failed. So I had to get like a full internal fixation of the hip.
So surgery number 2.
Surgery number 2. And like for those who kind of, I mean, it was called an osteotomy. So like basically like break your femur to rotate the hip and like reconstruct it from the inside. So to preserve the bone.
Commentation, Casey?
Yeah, sorry if you're like squeamish.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that happened in December. And then everything was going really well. I mean, it was a really slow process, but like everything was like seeming to be okay. And then April happened and ended up just like feeling another pain. And I knew my body at this point, so went to the doctor again for like just a non-routine checkup because I was like, something's off. It failed again, basically like the original break just like was split open again. And so ended up just going in from a different angle, just surgery number 3 in May 8th, and 2 days after my graduation
Yes.
from grad school. But ended up just doing like another, I don't really know how to explain it, but just
Another surgery.
another surgery for those, yeah. And then everything was good. I mean, I was on the up and up. I graduated. I got a job. Moved to Dallas. Started the job. Was still on crutches. Like, started doing PT again. Was getting back at it. And then I thought my journey was over. So, like, I thought I was just, like, going to be 100% in, like, 6 months' time or a year. But, like, thought that was all of it. And then this October, I was feeling some pain again, and I felt the pain before, so I was like, might as well just go check it out, just to like peace of mind, because like I definitely have PTSD and like anxiety all the time now, which is normal. But yeah, so ended up checking it out, and a lot more details about like terrible healthcare system, but we don't have to get into that. But basically had to like go through like 3 or 4 different doctors. And ended up, the last one that I saw was basically like, yeah, I don't really know how you're still walking on it right now. Like, you have AVN of the hip. So whoever doesn't know what that is, it's avascular necrosis of the hip. It's where your bone dies because due to lack of blood flow.
Oh, wow.
And basically, they found that like it was never gonna heal. Like the AVN started like right after my first break, so it was never gonna heal. And so glad I caught it like now. But yeah, the doctor was like, we need, like, I don't know why you're still walking on this. Like, if this like breaks again, like really bad, like terrible recovery situation. And so he said the next day, emergency hip replacement, total hip replacement surgery. And didn't really have time to think about it or like discuss pros and cons because I didn't really have an option. But yeah, went through that, got the whole hip replacement. His name is Bront.
The hip.
I did name my hip. I did name my hip for those wondering. And yeah, so far it's been pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you guys see me. I'm in New York right now, like about to have a day in the city.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely doing better than I had been the whole past year. Which
I mean, you're not on crutches. You don't have a walker.
Yep.
You don't have any of that stuff.
I was on a walker for a little time, but yeah, so it's definitely on the up and up, and I have to look at the positives because that's the only thing that gets me through. So yeah, it's hopefully, knock on wood, that is the last surgery.
Yes.
But yeah, new hip, titanium.
Woo, sexy.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 gnarly scars to. Well, one's not gnarly. The big
One's pretty clean.
Yeah,
The new one's clean.
The new one's good.
Yeah.
The long one has some stories in it.
I'll spare you the details, but if you can imagine one scar being, opened up 4 times, just, yeah.
And it's like a foot long on your leg.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, with all this, well, we're not going to go into your like emotions about it all. Don't worry,
okay.
Unless you want to. But more so, just kind of like how you handled because like going from super super active to just like literally sedentary for several different times throughout the year, and then like the ups and downs.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can't not mention the emotional part, but and the mental part. But
I could lie and just say it was the easiest year of my life. No, I mean, like, anyone who just heard that story, I'm sure you're assuming, like, yeah, it was tough. And yeah, it was. I mean, there was moments in there that I definitely struggled, just like the mental capacity of what to do, now that I can't, like, use workout to escape or exercise. I haven't ran in a year. I won't be able to run really ever. I mean, minimal, like they said, the new hips. I mean, try to not, but like maybe like a mile or 2 at a time in a year's time. So eventually, but I'm like such like a glass half full type of person and super optimistic for those who know me. And there's like 3 things that truly got me through it. One, which this is a whole nother conversation and we don't have to get into this, but like not recently, I would say about like 6 months ago, like during all this happened, like got like reconnected with God, and faith is just like really been like a huge, like literally the thing that why I'm still here and like still positive. So definitely that is like number 1. And then obviously my family has just been like nothing but supportive. Like on all 4 surgeries, my mom literally dropped everything she was doing to fly out and be with me and do everything for me. So, I mean, she's my rock. My whole family's my rock, but that, just how supportive they were. And then ultimately just like overall, like the positive outlook of it all and like finding the silver lining in it, because without that, like I would have, I've been, for another like back content, like I've been in like constant pain for like a year, like 24/7, like never goes away, like managed with like Tylenol and stuff, but like never truly like goes away. And now it's gone because of the total hip replacement, or like getting there, and that like tolls on people. And I truthfully, like, those, like, God, my family, and my positive outlook is like why I'm not clinically depressed right now. Like, truthfully,
or
like,
addicted to pain meds,
or yeah, I mean, like, it could have been so much worse. And like I truthfully like have like a deep appreciation and like understanding of like how people do that. And like honestly, like in the long run, like this could be my opportunity to like, like share my story and but I mean down the line, and we don't have to get like too into that, but like thinking about like why this happened and like the reason behind it, like there has to be a bigger reason why this happened, because I don't know, I just don't think I could have gone through something like this and like not at least touched one person.
Yeah,
I don't know, like at least maybe just share that you're gonna be okay, and like if you lean on people and like be vulnerable and just share what you're going through, like people will listen and like it's gonna be okay. And then the last thing I would say that really got me through is just having like a perspective on life, because even though this, like, I'm only 24, like even though this felt like my whole life was taking away from me at the beginning of it, and like I was like, when is this gonna end, like when am I gonna be like okay again, like it's temporary. Like I had some of the best doctors, like it technically fixed now, like I mean it's temporary. And like I have been around people and have like heard stories and like been connected to people that like don't have that luxury of like things in their life being temporary, and like have it way worse than I do, like extremely worse. And that truthfully just like grounds me and like brings me back to like totally just shifts my mindset of like, I'm good. I can deal with this. I can handle this.
There's
like,
always something worse or...
Yeah, like, it's going to be okay. So that's, yeah.
That was
so
great.
I'm fine.
Yeah. no pain, all gain. We're doing good.
Yeah.
No, that was
Cruising right now.
That was good.
Yeah.
And then since we're still talking about kind of just like the healing part,
yeah,
I know you love PT. If you want to mention how PT has like helped you along your journey and just what you loved about it, because I feel like you rave about your PT.
Yeah. So physical therapy, I had to do physical therapy like every time after my surgery. So like after every surgery, had to wait like a little bit and then went straight into physical therapy. The first times I did it, I was in Ohio doing it, finishing out my grad program. And PT is so dependent. I know it sounds terrible, but like it's so dependent on your physical therapist because like, yes, technically like you can, you know, like get a certification, go to school, but like you've all heard it, like there's good doctors, there's bad doctors, like we're all humans at the end of the day, like we're not machines. So it's like there's a human factor to it, and if you have a bad physical therapist, like it'll impact your physical therapy journey. And so in Ohio, I had 2 bad ones, I would say, just like ones that either I didn't connect with or I don't know, they knew obviously what they were doing, but like not to my total extent. They just didn't have my best interest in mind. And now I have physical therapists since this past June in Dallas up at the Star, which is like the training facility for the Dallas Cowboys. So like very connected and fortunate and blessed to like, I don't know, even have that opportunity to like be with them. So obviously they're great, but I actually did find just my girl up there is, I mean, like shout out if she ever listens to this, like you know who you are. She is my physical therapist and my mental therapist and my like just friend, like wrapped into one. And she truly like only cares about me getting better and like my total like healing, because like
your overall well-being.
Yeah, and like at this point it's like a full leg rehab, so she just it's amazing. And like truthfully that's also been like a really positive light for me, because if I didn't have that starting in June when I like moving to a new city, new job, and like didn't have that to like lean on or like know that I was at least in good hands with someone, yeah, I would have. It makes a difference. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, physical therapy is super important, but it definitely depends on the person. Can I mention that we paused this and now I'm in bed? In case I seem tired.
Yeah, Brant had a night last night.
Yeah.
Brant walked through the city.
Yeah. If I sound a little different, it's because I'm coming to you live from my horizontal bed.
In New York.
In New York City for one night only. Brant.
Oh. Brant had a good day yesterday though. He walked through the city. He did good.
Yeah, he did. So proud of him. He was well behaved. Well behaved. Or was he? I'm just kidding. It's all perspective.
Okay, so to pick up.
Corey, talk to me.
What's your story?
Oh, I did realize I forgot to mention, put a little plug, that in the report I forgot to mention how soup has been a big part of my life right now.
This is true. She did say that after.
Soup season, people. Soup season. I don't even know how I forgot about this. Soup is literally like my favorite food. So
yeah,
I've been just eating literally all soups all the time. I mean, anything from tomato basil, chicken noodle, this like hamburger vegetable that my mom made me when I had my surgery. And then split pea is like my favorite soup of all time. So send recipes to Corey and she'll send them to me.
Okay, good. The last part of our discussion is kind of just your overall food, and obviously you weren't working out, so we're just you're doing PT and cycling eventually back on the Peloton.
It was like a teaser. Like every time I had a surgery and I would get back to cycling, you know, minimal working out, like PT and stuff, then I would just have to go back in, start all over. So it was just like a little teaser, but I'm definitely getting a lot better now.
And then how was your relationship with food throughout Either after your first surgery, after your second, or just like throughout the last year?
Yeah. Good, loaded question. Good question. So,
because I'll just plug in a specific example is you and I were able to have like a really long conversation when we drove to the lake that day, just about like how, but I think this is when you were kind of like, this was after surgery too.
3. This is when I thought I was done.
Yeah.
But I was actually going to mention that talk because, so to give you some background, I am just really good at eating. I love it. It's my favorite pastime. It really is. It's a good hobby of mine.
Really
Truthfully,
good at it.
just because like I enjoy like trying foods and like it brings a level of like community, and like I just relate to food to like family is just a memory of mine, just because like my dad grew up like grilling. So that being said, like I'm also, when I get anxious or nervous or overwhelmed, like I usually just like turn to food. That's just like always been my relationship and never has been a problem because I work out so much and I'm so active, and like I love good foods too. So it's like, yes, I get excited about a treat, but like I always love like vegetables and like really good flavors and like different, like not genres of food, cultures, categories, types, cuisines, different cuisines like from all over. So that's never been a problem until like, you know, I couldn't work it all off, and so I really had to like shift my mindset and like have a different perspective of like, you know, like all things in moderation. At Casey Bird. But it was just been difficult, and yes, that was probably like the not working out was hard to come to terms with, but then I realized how much I didn't know about like nutrition until I had to, like I got to the point where like I had to learn it, to like
you had to be mindful of what you were eating,
because I needed to like get back into shape, and truthfully not even for like looks wise, because it's not like I like let myself go. I mean, definitely not like my best shape, but like
you didn't let yourself go.
Yeah, so it's like I didn't even do that. It was just more of like health wise, like growing my bone again, like for like my whole, like for my body to like work properly, especially like with going through so much like trauma with like surgery and stuff. So I just had to be mindful. And then to your point, like when was this, like in January?
No, this was we went to the lake. It was
why did I think it was January?
We were on a boat.
September. It was early September.
Yes, after the UNC.
Labor Day.
Yeah.
It was Labor Day. Yeah, me and Corey were just driving to go visit a couple friends in Charlotte for the UNC South Carolina game. And on a whim, me and Corey just drove to Price's Lake House, changed my flight, and literally the whole conversation, like Corey's always been someone I like look to for like, you know, like recipes and just like fun food facts and just health, like truly like health, and she just like knows so much more and just has always been more curious about that stuff than me. And so we literally just had like a whole long conversation of just like her knowledge about it, like just learning through what's that Bloom girl's name?
Oh, Mari. And also like Max Lugovier, the genius, like literally just podcasts on Instagram that I've like facts that I've learned and like accepted to be true.
Yeah. But I mean, I think they are. I really do. Like, they're backed by science. Anyway, yeah, so we literally just had that long conversation, and I was just talking to her about, like, your journey. I don't know why I'm talking to you. You're right in front of me. But, yeah, so I truthfully got so much from that, and really feel like that was a turning point in my life. Like, thank you for that.
We talked a lot about, like, protein, fat. Like, I gave you, like, breakfast ideas, I think, like the smoothie and stuff. Because at that point, you were with your physical therapist in Dallas that you love. And I think you were trying to eat a low-fat diet, right?
Low-fat, high-protein, yeah. But everything in moderation, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to, like, just cut out anything because, like, I have the blessing that I'm not allergic to anything and don't have to do that, which is great. But it's also gotta, you know, like, you can have a dessert, just like don't have like 7 desserts, you know, like
unless you're
on a vacation, because that's different, because I'm all for just like treat yourself on a vacation. But yeah, so I also, to wrap this up, I feel like this is a really good conclusion. First thing I'll say, you don't know what you don't know, so it's like be curious about food, like that's how you learn And truthfully, like, if you don't know where to start, like, start on this podcast, like, plug to Corey, like, all of her episodes, like, always have something about how to eat, like, well or better, or, like, some fact that, like, you could probably benefit from, that I always benefit from. And then also, just to wrap it up, because I thought it was, like, a full circle moment, also on that talk, unless you do have any more questions for me.
No, not necessarily.
Also on that talk, this is when, like, I first heard that you were thinking about the podcast.
Oh, yeah?
And you were just talking to me about, you had the very skeleton outline of it, but, like, not either put together, or you were like, there was something where you're like, I just haven't done it yet. And, like, I remember, I think I asked you the question, I was like, why not? I was like, why haven't you? Like, what's standing in your way? Like, I think your answer was like, I don't know, just, like, trying to make time for it, and, like, really don't know, like, a lot about it, like, or where to start. And I was like, but, like, you know, the resources are there, like, why not? Like, we talked a lot about, like, the artwork on it, and, like, what it was going to be about.
I talked to Price that weekend about, like
literally what it was going to be. And then
creative
I'm
plugs.
pretty sure, like, it was literally the next week that you, like,
ordered
and,
stuff on Amazon.
And I was like, hell yeah. I literally was like, yeah. I feel like I have, I don't know, I credit a small, tiny little part of just pushing you.
You can take credit.
No. That's not what I was saying. I just meant more like...
Yeah. But no, it is full circle. I mean, that was like a few months ago.
I just remember getting, like, so excited for you, because this is, like, something, as soon as you said that, I was like, that makes so much sense. Like, of course she should do that. Like, just, I don't know, I just thought it was, like, the best thing to do, and then you just sent it.
And here we are.
Full send moment. And now here we are.
In bed with Bront. Casey's still here. She's being a little shy.
I don't have a voice.
Oh, she doesn't have a voice.
I don't have a voice for podcasts.
It's kind of hot, though.
She went a little crazy. I'm just kidding.
Well, we'll do a part 2 checking in on Bront. And
I think you would love that.
You. Maybe in February when I'm there.
Oh, yeah. He would love that, because at that point, I think I'll be
just see where you
even
are.
better.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. With the hip replacement, Lake should be better. She shouldn't have to worry about it.
No more
her titanium hip breaking again.
Yeah, like, no more anxiety, hopefully.
It's just overall healing.
Yeah.
Bront will get even better at spotting out good bars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Bront can spot out good bars.
Yeah,
He can.
Something about bars and titanium, or honestly, like, cute boys and titanium. Just, it's a magnification that he just sends me to. You couldn't see what we just did, but
just picture magnets.
Magnet and Bront. Just, yeah.
Magnet, Bront, cute bar.
Yeah.
I mean, cute boy bar. Well, thank you, Lake, for coming on.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No,
thank Bront.
Thank Bront. Greg, Blake, we're signing off.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone for listening to this week's episode, whenever this comes out. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave rating, review, 5 stars for Lake. It'll mean the world to Lake and Bront. Bront needs 5 stars. And we will
like and subscribe to Phone Eats First.
Okay.
We out.
Talk soon.